All right, thanks, Eric. Starting tomorrow, enhanced restrictions take effect across the city to prevent large crowds and the spread of coronavirus for Mardi Gras. It will be a quiet weekend in New Orleans on what would normally be a very festive time of the year. So joining us now to talk about the enforcement on the way is NOPD Superintendent Sean Ferguson. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Sheila. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on. Look, we know this weekend would usually be a big one, of course, carnival celebrations. It is still big in that, of course, your officers will have extra patrols on the streets to make sure that these restrictions are adhered to.
Absolutely. So Mardi Gras will be very differently this year, and we're just asking everyone to practice some personal responsibility. We will be all hands on deck effectively 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, 100% staffing, along with our partners at Louisiana State Police.
And let's talk about the crowds we've been seeing. I think people have been shocked by those. They've been going viral on social media because people have been shocked for the past 2 weekends to see large crowds on Bourbon Street. Of course, you guys are trying to combat that with these restrictions. What if that happens again? What if somewhere in the city we see large crowds like that again? What can be done to stop that?
Again, we are at 100% staffing, so we are prepared to flex throughout the entire city, beyond Bourbon Street, beyond Decatur Street, beyond Frenchman Street, beyond Claiborne's corridor. All districts will have their officers all hands on deck, along with our state police partners, to flex wherever we identify large gatherings.
Sure. And of course, Mayor Cantrell has gotten some flack because she did welcome visitors to the city, but then told them to act like New Orleanians. Do you agree with that decision? Should visitors have been told that they're still allowed to come?
I think at this point in time, for the safety of everyone, we are asking our visitors, we are always welcome, but to look at things differently, do things differently. Mardi Gras will be different in 2021. So we just have to figure out a way as to how to engage or participate in Mardi Gras festivities, more specifically being with those who you love in New Orleans.
Sure. We're taking a live look now at Bourbon Street. Of course, it is quiet now. A lot of people in the city, though, unfortunately, even with these restrictions going into effect tomorrow, still have their own kind of carnival celebrations planned, including Friday during the day tomorrow. That's when people would typically kick off the weekend. Some of these street closure restrictions don't go in effect until late tomorrow. Or are you worried about the daytime hours tomorrow?
We're worried, concerned about the daytime hours throughout the entire weekend, and we have put together a plan to address just that as well. Again, we will be all hands on deck, so we are prepared to flex as necessary anywhere that we may see a large gathering.
And when you say flex, I know the city's communication director, Bo Tidwell, said, look, he doesn't want to see people arrested over this. He just wants to see people comply. But is that an option if people continue to gather and just ignore what you guys are saying?
Well, there is always an option. We have the option to issue a summons in lieu of arrest, or make a physical arrest, which come down to $500 fine or 6 months in jail. But the last thing we will want to do is effect an arrest. But if that is necessary, we'll do what is necessary to ensure the safety of this city.
Sure. And before we go, we just want to know how you and your officers are doing. Of course, some officers have gotten COVID. Some of them are afraid of getting COVID as they're out patrolling the streets. How are you guys holding up mentally through all of this?
Well, recently we received some of our officers, those who chose to receive the first part of their vaccination. We would do that, continue to do that within the next week or two to receive the second portion of their vaccination. But this is what we do. We're challenged day after day with various different challenges. So we prepare for this. Mardi Gras is definitely different. We're used to working those 10, 12, 14 hours, about 8 to 9 days straight, but right. This is a different Mardi Gras, and we will make sure that this Mardi Gras is safe for everyone as well, as we always would.
Certainly. Well, we appreciate you joining us. We appreciate what you guys do to keep the city safe. NOPD Superintendent Sean Ferguson, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. Have a safe weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. Here's another reminder of the changes, guys, that will be in place tomorrow through Fat Tuesday. So bars citywide will be shut down. There will be no to-go alcohol sales. Packaged liquor sales and stores must close in the French Quarter, and parts of popular streets, including Bourbon, Frenchman, Decatur, and Claiborne, will be closed to loiters 7 p.m. to 3 a.m.